This story won't just move you, it'll leave you with a powerful lesson. Marcus Johnson wasn't just any man. He was born in one of the most marginalized neighborhoods in Atlanta, where each day was a battle, poverty, violence, and few opportunities. While his friends were pulled into gangs or ended up in prison, Marcus studied under the sheets with a flashlight, because the power often went out. His mother, a full-time nurse, worked double shifts to keep the family afloat. They never had luxuries, but there was always love, discipline, and books. Marcus learned early that his skin wouldn't be his limit, but his strength. That he had to work twice as hard, because society would demand 3 times the effort. Through hard work, scholarships, and sacrifice, he made it to Harvard. Brilliant and driven, he graduated in software engineering and launched a tech startup that eventually became a giant in the industry. By age 38, Marcus was a millionaire. But he didn't flaunt it. He lived humbly in a quiet neighborhood and was known for donating to public schools, speaking to young African Americans, and investing in his community. But for some, success wasn't enough. One Friday afternoon, after signing a multi-million-dollar contract with an international firm, Marcus stepped out of his downtown office building wearing a sharp gray suit, navy blue tie, and carrying a black leather briefcase. In the parking lot, his newest acquisition awaited, a scarlet-red Ferrari Roma, fresh from the dealership. A gift to himself for years of hard work. He got in, queued up his jazz playlist, and began the drive home. The sun was starting to set, painting the sky orange. The city looked beautiful. But beauty wouldn't last. Just blocks away, a police cruiser pulled up with flashing lights. Siren. Shouts over a loudspeaker. Asterisk, pull over immediately. Hands on the wheel, asterisk. Marcus, trained in staying calm, pulled to the side and rolled down his window. Before he could speak, 2 white officers ran up, guns drawn. Step out of the vehicle slowly, one ordered, while the other circled the Ferrari as if it were a stolen car. Officers, is there a problem? Marcus asked calmly. Yeah, a serious one, one replied without making eye contact. Asterisk, this car's been reported stolen. Whose did you take it from, huh? Asterisk. Asterisk, this car is mine. The documents are in the glove box. I work just down the block, can show you my ID, asterisk. Silence, the other snapped. Asterisk, we've heard all the excuses. You know how many guys like you drive stolen cars, asterisk. Marcus felt a wave of anger and fear, not for himself, but because he recognized it. That look. That baseless prejudice. He'd felt it since childhood. Without further explanation, they cuffed him in the middle of the street. Pushed him against the hood while pedestrians watched. Marcus didn't resist. He knew anything he said could be twisted against him. You're lucky we didn't shoot you, one whispered as they put him in the patrol car. At the station, they threw him into an empty cell. No phone call. No check of his briefcase. No ID verification. Just blackmail, luxury car, suspicious attitude. What they didn't know was that Marcus was married to Lieutenant Elena Ramirez, the district's newly appointed chief. A Latina woman with a fierce spirit, decorated for her campaigns against systemic racism in law enforcement. Elena didn't just know the law, she enforced it. That night, realizing Marcus hadn't come home, Elena traced his phone. When she saw he'd been taken to Precinct 41, her blood boiled. She grabbed her badge, her jacket, and left. When she arrived, officers looked stunned. Asterisk, good evening. I'm Lieutenant Ramirez. Who's on duty? Asterisk. Asterisk, Ramirez? Me, ma'am, asterisk, one said nervously. How can we help you? Asterisk, my husband was arrested this afternoon, Marcus Johnson. He's here. I want to see him, asterisk. Asterisk, he's your husband? Asterisk, another asked, swallowing hard. Asterisk, yes. And I demand to know why he was arrested without evidence, without being read his rights, and without any proper protocol. Have you reviewed his documents? Registered his professional ID? Booked him? Given him a phone call? Asterisk. Silence. None of that had been done. When Elena entered the cell and saw him, her heart broke. Marcus simply looked at her, calm, as if trying to keep her from getting angrier. "I'm fine," he said. "Just tired." But Elena wasn't fine. She gathered the entire shift and gave them a lesson they'd never forget. Asterisk, do you know what the real crime is here? That those entrusted to protect citizens use prejudice as a weapon. That you arrested a successful man just because his skin didn't match his car. Today it was Marcus, but tomorrow? Who will be next? Asterisk. The officers tried to apologize. Mentioned reasonable suspicion, procedure, misunderstanding. But Elena didn't let them finish. Asterisk, the law isn't a suggestion. Respect isn't optional. And racism has no place in this precinct while I'm in charge. Asterisk. That very night, Marcus was released. The story hit the media. His company issued a statement of support, and his story went viral. Not for the humiliation, but for his dignity. Marcus didn't sue. Didn't seek revenge. He gave a speech where he said, Asterisk, education was my salvation. But not everyone gets that chance. The problem isn't a Ferrari, it's what we believe someone should or shouldn't have based on how they look. Let's change that. For us. For our children. Asterisk. If you liked this story, give it a thumbs up, share the video, and subscribe so we can keep making powerful stories like this. Thanks, everyone.